I dropped a video this morning about Kim Kardashian condemning Balenciaga, right? And Ye being right. In addition to that, my 99 products, I just got a notification at my 99 products sneakers. I just bought some more sneakers from a sneaker manufacturer and owner from Brooklyn. Just so happen to be black. I don't do business with people based off of their color, but they just so happen to have a product that I was interested in. And so, shout out to you guys for even suggesting to me 99 products. If you have other products and other sneakers, because I am a sneakerhead, and I have been getting rid of almost everything that I've owned. I've sold over 25 pairs of sneakers already, right? The ones that I'm getting rid of today, look at how dusty the box is. You could tell that this has been sitting in my garage for a while. I'm getting rid of these, so dang, these are my sixes. I got a couple pair of sixes that I got to get rid of. These are my sixes. So I'm getting rid of these. My Jordan 6s with the gum sole, right? And then I got another pair of Grails that I love. If y'all know anything about this, with the carrot on the front of it, the Bugs Bunny carrot on the front of it, never worn. None of my sneakers has ever been worn. Oh, look at that. Completely getting rid of them. I gotta go. They gotta go. I'm getting rid of everything. So all of this stuff gotta go. I pledge allegiance to getting rid of and aligning myself with companies that I actually know and research the owners. I need to know who's at the front of these companies. I need to know what their value system is. I want to know what their ethics are. I want to know why I should be doing business with these companies in the first place. Why should we be giving our hard-earned money to these companies, right? And so it brings me back to this whole conversation with Balenciaga. I seen my authorized dealer at the Pistons game last night. We was watching Donovan Mitchell cook, and we kicked it and everything. And I was real low key. I had my Scully on, my Pistons Scully. I had my Detroit hoodie on. I was real low key. I ain't had no Rolex on. Had the Apple Watch Ultra on. I'm just chilling with my Apple Watch. I actually like Apple as a company. I was chilling. I was slow motion. So she walked up to me. She says, "Anton, your rose gold with the chocolate dial Sky Dweller should be coming in soon." I said, "Oh yeah, think that's gonna be another 50 ball. Soon as I buy it, it's worth like 60 to 75. That's what she's telling me. I have not done any research, but it's an asset, and so I put my money in assets. And then when I want to get rid of them and liquidate them, I'm actually getting more for them than what I paid for it. And that's one of the reasons that we buy assets. But that's a completely different conversation. Balenciaga, right? Kim Kardashian came out on Twitter and she condemned Balenciaga, right? She condemned Balenciaga. Now, Kanye had been talking extensively about the system and his children. He had been giving you clues leading up to everything that wind up going down for a long time. And he said, yo, I don't want my children to be a part of what you see happening as far as me essentially giving them up and giving them out to Hollywood as a sacrifice in order for the fame and the culture and everything. Because we all know, or maybe you've forgotten, that Kim Kardashian largely laid on her back in order to leapfrog into the public spotlight, and then she capitalized off of it by making sure that not only did she bring herself along, she brought her sisters along. They completely transformed their look. And then even Kylie became a billionaire. All constructed by mom, Kris, right? And we've seen the fallout with Chris Humphries and Kanye or Ye. Let me put some respect on his name, Ye. And Lamar Odom and Scott and even the lady boy, Caitlyn. Or should we call him Bruce? I'm going to call him what his mama called him. But we've all seen the fallout. And now, after a few days, she says, you know what, guys? I didn't respond right away. because I'm questioning my partnership with Balenciaga. And then Balenciaga came out with the smoke and mirrors and they said, you know what, guys? I'm going to file a $25 million lawsuit with the creator or against the creator of the ad. Now, which one of you are bamboozled into thinking that they didn't know exactly what they seen when they seen it and they didn't have to get approved before they put it on their website and all the layers of security that it has to go through? Anybody that's been in corporate America understand that there's layers of approval. Product owners, product managers, directors, CEOs for a major rollout for a large national brand, and you didn't see the bondage on those bears from the children that is holding it and in the documentation that they specifically put on their campaign in order to create visibility, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It stoked emotion so that you can then talk about Balenciaga. Nobody is talking about Ralph Lauren no more right now. Nobody's talking about Louis Vuitton, even though lines are wrapped around the building. You know what the funny part about it is? You know why you so poor? They not used to this type of Anton. We're going to get into the Donovan video. 1 second. Do you know why you so poor? You know why you so poor? Remember during the pandemic what happened? As soon as the malls opened, all of the regular stores, the tea companies, the little shoe companies, all of those stores, it was nothing popping in those. You know what the brands that was popping? Gucci lined out the door. Right after they did the whole blackface campaign that y'all just so happen to ironically forget about, they went and got Gucci Mane, the rapper, put some clothes on him, gave him a little bit of money, and then all of y'all lined up right on out the door because you truly really don't really give a fuck about what any of these companies really stand for. Louis Vuitton, lined out the door. Montclair, balling. Saks, money. Poor people spend more money in these stores than rich people do. And rich people spend a lot of money in these stores. Let's not get it confused. But when I went to the mall, and you can look at any of my vlogs, the majority of the people that was lined around the door had them stimmies. And it was overwhelmingly black people. That is a fact. And I was looking and I was like, dang, this is weird. This is weird. And then everything I actually bought from the stores was actually a write-off because I needed it for what it is that we was doing here on the morning show. Everything that I bought from the stores was a write-off. And then I told Rita, I said, you know what? Fool me once, shame on you. Because once you start to go against my morals and my principles and my ethics, I got to divest myself away from you. I can no longer subject myself to what it is that you do. And more importantly, I was investors in a lot of these companies. And Bernard Arnault, y'all know who Bernard, you don't even know who Bernard Arnault is, do you? Owner of all of the brands that we love and we drink from, including Hennessy and Louis Vuitton. All of these companies. Do you know that this man was largely considered the richest man in the world, even above Elon Musk during times of the pandemic? I bet you didn't even know that, did you? And you just wrapped around the building. I scrolled up on my For You page on Instagram. I never really check Instagram. I don't even follow but 300 people. I scroll up on my For You page on Instagram, and you know what I seen? I can't wait to get me some more Balenciagas. Balenciaga. I'm not telling you not to get designer brands, but I'm telling you that I know for a fact the people that are the most blackety black are the ones that are spending the majority of their dollars supporting the very brands that you rally against. It's bullshit. You double dipping for them. What you basically doing is advocating for them by talking about them, and then you actually reinforce the message into the minds of the people that you say that you support by then wearing the thing As an advertisement, you're a free as you give them money to advertise their product. When you say that you don't no longer support the brands that don't align with the morals, the ethics, and the values that you support. And then you know what the worst part about it? You know what the cherry on top is? You know what the cherry on top of this whole thing is? You will come to me and ask me for a fucking discount. My restaurants, the value that I add in your life. If I put out a product, and I'm using me as an example for a small business. The people that actually pour into your community, that keeps money in, that married a black woman, that supports black people, that put people to work, you can actually substantiate and say, hey, I know Anton puts money in their pocket, and Anton invested in their business, and Anton puts money back into the community, and Anton pays for their therapy, and Anton put up for his funeral, and Anton put up for their rent, and Anton does this, and he puts people on, and he gives value, and he adds, and all of this other type of stuff. These are what the small businesses in your community do. And then you will walk in and say, let me get a fucking hookup. But I know for a fact that Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Balenciaga don't give you no fucking, they don't go on sale. They would rather burn their products to not devalue their brand in order to make sure that you don't get a discount. And you will ask me for a discount for $15 and then pay $4,000 just to stunt for people that don't give a flying fuck about you. Now help me to understand how that makes sense. They've re-engineered your mind, social engineered your mind so much. Now let me tell you what would happen. Let me tell you how I would really blow up. And shout out to Kevin Samuels because we had this conversation. Let me tell you how I could really blow myself up. Because one of the reasons why I'm only at 115,000 on this channel, 103,000 on this channel, 75,000 on the Lapeef network, all of that, because that ain't even really no numbers compared to what I'm supposed to be doing. It really ain't. If you really shared this with your friends and your family, if you really tapped into the Patreon so that you can level up and double your own income and then align yourself with a group of people that's in a network that's going to actually support you and love you, if you really was doing the thing that you were supposed to, I would truly be over $1 million. Now, I don't really give a fuck because I'm going to be honest with you. The only reason that I got into this game was to get 1,000 subscribers, document my life, and then use it as leverage in order to be able to level up in corporate America so that I can market myself more effectively. So I got rich outside of it, which means that everything that we do is cherry on top. But let's really break it down. You know how I can get to $1 million? You know how I would get to $1 million if I really wanted to market myself? I would then remove myself from even being available. I would remove myself from even being available because the less that you're able to have access to me, the more that you would love me. The less that you would have access, because I'm on the panels, because I kick it with people, because I make myself available, because you can touch me, you don't love me, you don't respect me. And it's the same thing when it comes to these small businesses, because you can go into them and talk to them, and then you can ask them. You got the nerve to sit there and ask them for a product that they put together, built the business, marketed themselves, invested over $100,000, bit, borrowed, begged, stole, whatever the fuck they had to do in order to be able to put together a presentation of a product so that they can serve you and say yes, sir, and no, sir. And you got the nerve to ask them to give it to you below cost. They got to pay employees. They got to pay insurance. They got to pay taxes. They got to pay payroll taxes. They got to pay unemployment insurance. They got to pay for all of these different things on a regular basis. And you got the nerve to sit there and walk into their business and say, let me get it for the hookup. But then you going to go and pay full price to Balenciaga, who don't give a fuck about you and is actually marketing a campaign and then giving all of their money to Kim Kardashian that is against the very thing that you stand for. Tell me how it makes sense, and then I'll tell you exactly why black people and the black community is so far behind other races and cultures. I will tell you how if I remove myself and say, fuck you, I am no longer available to you. The only way that you can touch me is that you pay me, and agreed. Listen, you want to pay Jewish lawyers $500, $600, $700 an hour so that you can feel, keyword feel, whenever somebody leaves with the words, I feel like, so that you can feel more supported. You sell all the dope to your community. Think about this. Oh shit, I'm just cooked. I didn't know I was gonna cook like this today. You sell all the dope to the community so that you can give all of your profits to the Jewish lawyer and then pay an egregious amount of fines to the penal system so that you can get less years and you only have to do 1 to 3 instead of 10 to 30. You hustle. The first thing that they tell you in a hustle game, listen, I ain't that far removed. I'm going to tell you. When you doing it illegal, you selling coke, heroin, meth, and now fentanyl, and killing your community, killing the property values, killing the babies, and then creating generational curses in the spaces just so you can come back, give a turkey, and then give all of your money to the Jewish lawyer, the penal system, and then buy a couple chains so that you can signify the chains that we broke out of that ain't even worth shit when you go to pawn it. And then the pawn man get the rest of the money on top of that. And you gonna sit here and tell me about how much you for the black community? You killed your community just so you can give all of the profits to everybody that ain't got nothing to do with your benefit. And you lick them up and you suck them up and you jock them, and then they go home and they take care of their community on your back legally. They are legally in the right. They are Better Call Saul, and you Jesse Pinkman. You nothing but Jesse Pinkman. If y'all have not watched Breaking Bad, you should watch Breaking Bad. They Better Call Saul you Jesse Pinkman, and you gave all of your profits out to everybody just so you can try to celebrate for 5 seconds. And now all your homies got a let such and such go free t-shirt. And I'm supposed to support you? Fuck you. You should have never asked me for the discount in the first place. This is why I say we need to divest ourselves against the ones that don't actually have our best interests at heart and align ourselves with the bag chasers. I never sold you a course. I took everything I had and I gave it back to you. I told you to pay $9 and you thought that it was too much. $9? And I can get 15% of, you mean I can get it for less than $98 for the entire fucking year? And he's giving you better, more educational and entertainment inside of the Bag Chasers group, and you scoffed at me. You laughed. You laughed. Shout out to my dog Kojak. They laughed. Every single person that has ever gotten a dime out of me, I gave it all back. I gave it all fucking back. And you laughed at me. The one thing that you will never ever say against me until the time that I leave this earth and on every hair that I got on this chinny chin chin, the one thing that you cannot say about me is that I was not a man of my word. When I said that I was going to sell every shoe that I fucking love, I love every shoe in this collection. You cannot say that I was not a man of my word. I pledged and I promised to build the Bag Chasers, and I did it. I said that I was going to put people on, and I absolutely delivered. And then now, look at me. Still pledging, still dedicating, still loving you more than I have not even raised the prices on my coaching, even though I charge my corporate. See, I'm Robin Hood in real life. I charge my corporate clients $500 an hour, between $475 and $500 an hour, depending on how long. Guess what I didn't do? I didn't even raise the price of the brick on y'all. It's coming in the new year, though. This year is coming. The price of the brick is going up. I'm just telling you. The price of the brick is going up. And one thing that I did promise you also was that it was never coming back down. So those of y'all that's on the $9 tier that's still getting all of the value, congratulations. Shout out to Brock. Shout out to Mr. Scott, said pawn shops clean up off the hustling economy. Congratulations. And now I said that, you know what? I'm supporting Omi and the Hellcat because I like him. And you know what they did? They said, oh man, I don't like him. Of course you don't like him. But you love Balenciaga, and that motherfucker continues to rip you off day in and day out and give all of his money to the Kardashian clan in order to... all Balenciaga is a reflection of the federal government, and that they taking all of the money and giving it to the people in North, and they incentivizing you to be able to break up your family. But now I support 99 Products, who's a specific shoe manufacturer in Harlem. Never met him, never reached out to him, don't know him whatsoever, and I'm endorsing a product. They just so happen to look like me. I did a little bit of research. Y'all sent them to me. I'm a man of my word. Let's get into this whole video, because I'll be here all day cooking up on y'all ass.